Ever wonder why some leaders never seem to crack under pressure, no matter what life throws at them? It's not luck. It's a mindset, and it's built through daily habits and intentional choices. In this video, I'm going to break down what unbreakable leaders do differently every single day, from how they think, to how they show up, to how they recover from setbacks. If you're ready to level up your leadership game, this is where it starts. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more insight on mental toughness and leadership mastery. Let's dive in. 10. They start the day with intention, not reaction. Unbreakable leaders don't begin their day by diving into chaos. They don't scroll through their phones the moment they wake up or let outside noise set the tone. Instead, they protect their mornings like sacred ground. Whether it's 5 minutes or 50, they carve out space for clarity through meditation, reflection, breathwork, prayer, or journaling. This is where they set their mindset before the world has a chance to shape it for them. They ask themselves powerful questions. What matters today? Who do I want to be in the face of pressure? What am I committed to? Because unbreakable leadership begins with inner alignment, and that alignment starts before the first email is read or the first problem is solved. 9. They own their energy like it's their most valuable asset. Average people manage their time. Unbreakable leaders manage their energy. They know that how they show up matters more than how many hours they put in. They protect their sleep. They hydrate. They move their bodies. They fuel themselves with purpose, not just food, but content, conversations, and environments that lift them higher. And when their energy drops, they don't wait until burnout forces rest. They build in recovery, micro breaks, deep breaths, walks between meetings, even short pauses to reset their nervous system. Because they know this, tired leaders make reactive decisions. Energized leaders lead with vision. 8. They seek discomfort on purpose. You know what's easy? Avoiding challenge. You know what's common? Seeking comfort. But unbreakable leaders do the opposite. They chase growth, even when it hurts. Every day in some small way, they lean into discomfort. They have the hard conversation. They challenge their assumptions. They tackle the tasks they're tempted to delay. And they do this not because they like pain, but because they love who they become on the other side of it. They understand that comfort zones don't keep you safe. They keep you small. And every time you face fear, you build the muscle of courage. Every time you step into resistance, you grow your capacity to lead. Growth isn't something they wait for. It's something they create deliberately daily. 7. They practice radical responsibility. Unbreakable leaders don't point fingers. They don't blame the economy, the team, or the circumstances. They take full ownership of their results, their reactions, and their impact. When something goes wrong, they ask, what could I have done differently? What can I learn here? What do I need to change? They know this truth. Responsibility is power. The moment you give blame, you give away your ability to create change. But when you take ownership, you take control. This mindset isn't about guilt, it's about growth. Because when you own your choices, you own your outcomes. And that's the mindset of someone who doesn't just survive pressure, but transforms through it. 6. They stay grounded in purpose. The most resilient leaders don't get lost in tasks. They stay connected to something bigger, something that fuels them when motivation fades. They know why they do what they do. Whether it's family, service, faith, legacy, or impact, they keep that why front and center. And when the days get long and the pressure builds, they return to that purpose to refuel. They don't rely on willpower alone. They lead from a place of meaning. And that gives them endurance most people can't access. When you remember your why, you can survive almost anyhow. 5. They control the controllables. Chaos doesn't scare unbreakable leaders because they know where their power begins and ends. They don't waste energy on what they can't control. They focus relentlessly on what they can. Their attitude, their preparation, their communication, their effort, their decisions. When a crisis hits or uncertainty rises, they don't spiral into panic. They narrow their focus. They ask, what's the next best step I can take with what I know right now? That calm, focused action is what moves them forward when others freeze or fold. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you sail the ship. 4. They stay curious, not defensive. When faced with feedback or failure, most people defend. They protect their ego, they explain, they justify, but unbreakable leaders do the opposite. They ask questions, they listen deeply, they seek to understand, not just to be understood. They turn every challenge into a classroom, every failure into fuel. Because they know this. Being right is not the goal, being better is. And every moment is a chance to learn something new. That humility, that openness, that's what makes them unstoppable, because ego builds walls. Curiosity builds growth. 3. They protect their inner circle. Unbreakable leaders are not lone wolves. They are deeply connected to a tribe, a circle of people who challenge, support, and sharpen them. They choose their influences carefully. They surround themselves with excellence. They cut out toxic voices, drama, and distraction. They don't entertain energy that doesn't align with their mission. And they pour into others too. They lift, encourage, and empower. Because leadership isn't a spotlight, it's a ripple effect. When you build a circle of strength, you don't have to face the world alone. And that circle becomes your fortress when pressure rises. 2. They reflect relentlessly. Every day, unbreakable leaders ask themselves powerful questions. What did I learn today? What worked? What didn't? Who was I at my best? Where did I fall short, and why? They don't wait until something goes wrong to evaluate. They build the habit of reflection into their daily rhythm. And here's the secret: that reflection becomes refinement. That self-awareness becomes self-mastery, and that's what makes them different. They're not afraid of what they'll find when they look inward, because they're committed to evolution, not perfection. 1. They practice grit, even when no one's watching. The quiet daily commitment to show up, to push forward, to stay the course, even when it's boring, even when it's hard, even when no one claps, notices, or cares. Unbreakable leaders don't need applause to stay consistent. They lead with discipline, not dopamine. They choose growth over ease, progress over perfection, mission over mood. They aren't just chasing success. They're becoming someone every day. And it's that identity, built brick by brick, that makes them unshakable. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go. Thanks for watching.